In this video, I'm going to review Meta and the things that I'm watching on a higher time frame perspective that are very important to be aware of here with Meta, as well as some more actionable methods that I'm watching for the weekly time frame. So let's start with the divergence. So we notice the 3-month has divergence with the CCI right here. So this is not confirmed. This will confirm if the CCI closes below this black line. So this is not actionable right now, but it is something that we do need to be aware of with Meta. On the monthly, we see that these highs here are not getting matched on the DPO or on the CCI. Now this is the most, this thing is actually, this potentially could trigger here in 7 days if the DPO and or the CCI close below these black lines. So this is something that really needs to be paid attention to in Meta, and I'll tell you why. If it does confirm the targets for these sorts of divergence trades are the range of the price from where the divergence is created. So that would imply a max move of about 28.5% to the downside, and then half of that is the first target. So it's super important to watch this. If this does trigger, it implies that there's a pretty big sell-off coming in Meta. But until then, there's nothing to worry about. We go into the weekly. We notice similar thing here. Price making higher highs, the momentum making lower lows. So if we get a close below this level, this is going to confirm. There's also the divergence here on the MACD. There's the divergence on the DPO. There's divergence on all of these. So we do need to watch the divergence on the weekly as well. If the lowest low of each of these oscillators gets closed beyond either of them, it doesn't matter which one, that would confirm this divergence. And this is basically the same divergence that I just noted on the monthly. So this isn't actionable right now, but it is incredibly important to pay attention, because if this does trigger, there's a big move coming to the downside for Meta. At least it's highly probable. Okay, so now let's take a look at the moving average channels. So we see on the monthly chart on the left here, we are in a strong uptrend. Okay, if we get a pullback down into the bottom of the moving average channel, anywhere around 445.99 is a great buy point. Okay, now that wouldn't mean blindly buy there, but it would be a place that I would look for entries on the daily chart using a variety of entry techniques. So then let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is again still very bullish. So if we get a pullback into the 495.38 range, that would be a great opportunity to buy. Okay, just like back here when we dipped below this moving average channel, that was a great opportunity to buy. The reason that we would still buy is because we're bullish, because this 57 period moving average on the Williams accumulation distribution index, we see the accumulation distribution index is above that moving average. So as long as we've had a buy signal and we're above this, we're good to buy anytime price trades into this moving average channel low. So that would be a good place to look to go long. Okay, so for fun, let's throw in some cyclical analysis. So this cycle here is the Fourier fast analysis that I did. So recently, this is the strongest cycle that I could find of most recent price data. So that would imply a cyclical high here and going down to a cyclical low in middle of October. If we throw on the decennial pattern, we see that the decennial pattern is this thin line, and it closely follows this this cycle, that it matches this cycle that I just did with the fast Fourier, which suggests a down move until mid-October and then a major cyclical low mid-November. Okay, now what's interesting about this is if we did get this move down, what is right here? Well, this is a very high probability annual predictable zone. 91.7% chance that if you buy on October 7th and you get out and hold until February 18th, there's going to be an up move in price in this stock. So that's a very strong annual predictable zone seasonality there. So this is a strong, I like seeing this, because if we do get this cyclical pullback, we do get the pullback into that moving average channel low on the weekly and the monthly, that's a beautiful place to buy, because we have the support of the Williams accumulation index being above the 57 period moving average on the weekly, on the monthly, and the quarterly. Okay, well, I guess it's not really there on the quarterly, not enough price data, but for sure on the monthly and the weekly. So any pullbacks into 447 or 496, basically 447 to 496, great opportunities to buy if given entry triggers on the entry time frame. So that's what I'm looking for in Meta. Basically, pullbacks are buying opportunities in this market if we get into these particular areas. And just be aware of the divergence that is shaping up on the higher time frames. It's definitely worth watching because it could imply a huge move to the downside, and you could profit from that if you keep an eye on that. So if you have questions about any of my methods, my teachings, just feel free to give me a message. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, and I wish you guys a great week ahead. And thanks again for listening.